busted him.
How?
So Dimitri's room is connected to my room, and I often hear noises in here. I don't know what they are or whatever, but I've heard like on the other side of the thing 3 times, and I'm like, nope. I know there's nobody in that room right now, you know. So as you know, whatever that is, I'm not paying attention to it. When G was living here, she used to spend time in here reading and stuff like that, and she had the light on, and the light bulb exploded, hit the window or something, and fell on the ground. But didn't the light bulb never broke?
I walked into the room, I turned on the light, and right when I turned on the light, this light bulb, and I didn't know this at the time, I heard a big pop, and it basically breaks at the neck and goes flying across the room. I'm like, okay, something obviously doesn't want me in here. V first experienced my doppelganger actually in this room because her room's on the other side of this wall.
Yeah, so we were having plumbing issues and stuff, and G and the kids went and stayed at the hotel, and I swear I heard her reading something, or you know, just talking in the room. And
well, V didn't know exactly what day we left, and so I remember the morning of this incident, she had texted me, hey G, have you been by the house? And I was like, yeah. So when I left, I do like a lot of like growing plants and stuff, and so my plants are outside of her house, so I thought that's what she was talking about, like maybe she saw me in the camera. And so I was like, yeah, I came by. She's like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I was watering the plants. She was like, oh, I was like, what's up? And she was just like, oh, well, what time were you here? I was like, oh, about 8 in the morning. She was just like, oh, so you weren't here like at around 4? I was like, no, I was at the hotel.
I'm like, oh, okay, because I literally just heard her like in this area talking, chanting or something, like saying something, and I'm like, you know, is she here?
That was the first time out of a few times she actually encountered an entity, not only mimicking my voice, but the way I look. She's seen me a few times around her property, even when I'm not here. Okay, so I have everything set up. GoPro's going. We are currently in Dimitri's room. Looks like we should be recording. Hopefully, if I did everything right. This is the first time that I actually have been. I'm using my infrared GoPro, so we'll see what happens. You're recording. So I went on over to V's house and, you know, investigated Dimitri's room. I didn't catch anything. I had my EMF detector, my EVP recorder, and my new GoPros that I at least got to do some experimenting with to learn how to use that. So I moved on to some of the other rooms in V's house, and so I get to the carousel room. The carousel room is basically this gazebo in V's house, and I break out my SLS. So the SLS is basically a device that shoots off all these little lasers that our eyes can't see, and basically those lasers bounce off objects and basically gives the device some sort of like kind of like a depth perception. So the software that is in the SLS is basically programmed to turn some of those objects into human forms. So basically it picks up humanoid forms. And so the idea of the SLS and why it's used in paranormal investigations is that it'll pick up entities that our eyes cannot see in the dark and in the light. So it is a pretty good tool to use. And so we were in the gazebo room I was kind of panning the SLS because it's kind of a tight spot in the hallway, and I couldn't get a full range of the entire room. And so as I'm panning, we pick up something that's basically the size of a child. The wrong things. Oh, 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 oh. Shit. Where are you? Where are you? We just saw you.
Like I said, since the gazebo is full of junk, I wouldn't ever know if there was anything in there.
We just saw you. So she's got all these boxes in her room. And she basically uses that room for storage. So I pan again to see if I can find that figure again, and we couldn't find it again. Well, all of a sudden it pops back up again and does something extremely creepy. There you are. Oh, oh, oh. It like climbed away.
I know.
What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck?
V, what's up with your house, dude?
I'm gonna go sit over here though.
So 3 things that I've learned about the SLS is that 1, it is very good for paranormal investigation. 2, if you want to capture clear footage without a starry sky on the walls, probably not the best device to use. And 3, V's house needs a fucking exorcism.